WKTI and WKTI
If you just want to rip on me
Milwaukee.
being in
A
Chicago.
locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good.
His sports stories in Wisconsin. Talked about by Wisconsin sports fans. For Wisconsin sports fans.
What are you talking about? What am I
You're
scared
playing
of?
scared.
Yeah, you're scared. I can see it.
I see the fear in your eyes. You know who I didn't see the fear in his eyes?
Who's that?
Jackson Churio.
Yeah, no doubt.
But now all of a sudden, Jordan Love is consistently in that top 5 quarterback conversation because he is, dare I say, the word elite.
Why are kids staying out to 1:30 in the morning?
It was homecoming.
What is going on at 1:30 in the morning for children?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
You saw what Jason did there with the 6'7", trying to appeal to the Gen Z people. Always doing that, Jason. I get what you're doing there.
You're so annoying with that.
What?
This is Sunday Karma, powered by ESPN Wisconsin. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue. Alongside Greg Scalzo, Alex Strouf, and Kyle Wallace, here's Good Karma Brand's founder and CEO, Craig Karmazin.
I'm not aside anyone. Nobody's aside Kyle. People are leaving him alone. They going to Green Bay to his dismay. What can he say?
Oh, we rapping again to start the show?
I thought that's how I was always supposed to. My bad. Okay. Sunday Karma
How do
with
you think you did? How do you think you did?
Just now?
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't like planning to rap. I was just like kind of messing around.
Oh, okay. But if you put that pen to paper, that's when you get lethal.
Oh, if I did, oh my God. But today is not for the nonsense. Today is not for the faint of heart. Today is for the Green Bay Packers, who didn't know how to win games in the division last year. I don't know if y'all remember. 1-5 in the division last year. Undefeated in the division this year. Coming at the Chicago Bears, who, by the way, are only 1-2 in the division, despite winning 5 in a row, going up to Lambeau Field. Today, it gets real.
Yeah, it gets real for the Chicago Bears.
I think it gets real for everybody. Although, you look at it, if the Packers lose, their playoff odds are still really, really good. Actually, to that point, the Bears' playoff odds are really good if they lose. But the win the division odds completely flip based on the results of today's game, right? So we know there's 2 of these coming up, but this one is monstrous. Jaden Reed's back, who I think might be my favorite Packer. Is he my favorite Packer?
Well, is he your favorite Packer because of what? Because he said we going to the bowl, bro, or is it simply just because of how talented he is?
No, I mean, I've always loved his versatility. I loved his willingness to play through injury earlier in this year. Like, I thought it was, almost reckless, on some levels that he was playing. And then he ended up with a separate injury, from the injury he came into the season with. To me, he just seems like a combination of like old school toughness with new school flair. He's got game. He seems to be a good team player. Like all these Packers wide receivers, like you don't hear a lot from them about like, get me the ball, right? Romeo Doubs had his weird thing, which I don't know if we still ever really understood, but
his targets,
they're really like his targets. I'm saying, but for a group that doesn't have any guarantees of seeing the ball week to week, I feel like we do not hear a lot of that kind of stuff from this group. And to me, Jaden Reed, like, I don't know, he feels like he could even be a star in some systems. But yeah, so that's my guy. But we all know I'm in Chicago today. Well, I'm in the suburbs of Chicago. I'm out here.
Yeah, what you doing in the burbs of Chicago? You don't say you in Chicago. I'm not from Chicago, but I do know folks from the Chi. I do not like when the burbs folks claim they from the Chi.
Yeah, no, I'm not like, it's not like I'm like downtown to watch the game with my Bears fans and like ESPN Chicago. Like I'm not doing all that. I just have Harper's got a dance thing. So I'm
okay.
I'm down
Are
here
you even in
dance.
Cook County?
I don't know.
Oh, man.
No.
Come on now. You in the burbs.
No, I'm definitely in the burbs. I'm definitely in the burbs.
You're an imposter just like the Bears are, Craig.
No, I'm saying more. I'm in the burbs. Like I'm not like trying to be downtown, like show that I'm a Bears fan and stuff. Like I'm at least like kind of neutral today in terms of my location. But for good karma, where my heart lies in today's game. But
they're winning, so that's important.
That's totally separate. That is important for us as a company. But this game is a monster game, as we said. And what I don't really totally have the feel for, and Jason Wilde is going to join us, which is exciting on a day like today. I don't really understand how the Bears became this like unstoppable running game that we saw against the Eagles on Thanksgiving or whatever on Black Friday. And then the Packers, who've had a good run defense, I don't know with Wyatt out, like if we still see this as a good run defense. Like my sense is like if the Bears are going to win, it's going to be because they're going to come in and just run the ball. And I don't know, like, is that an advantage against the Packers? Or is that like what the Packers do well is stop the run? Like we just saw what they did to Jahmyr Gibbs, who like against everyone else runs for like 300 yards and 17 touchdowns. So like I don't have a feel for this game at all because my sense is that is completely the way this game is going to go. It's going to go based on if the Bears can just come in like they've done in a bunch of road games and just run the ball down the throat of the Green Bay Packers like they did the Eagles, or is it like Jahmyr Gibbs couldn't even run the ball against the Packers? How are these guys going to run the ball against them?
It is mind-blowing. And one thing that you didn't mention, Craig, is the fact that in that game, though Devontae Wyatt was healthy for that game, they were missing their best, I would say this season, their best inside linebacker in Quay Walker, and Isaiah McDuffie stepped up, and they were still able to contain Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs, he earned every single yard last week that he got because as soon as he got the football, he had to juke, move, and do all these different things in order to get.
Yeah, and then on like 3 days rest, he's going for like 250 yards against the Cowboys, and like that's what he had done the week before, also, right? Like, so are the Packers elite? And can we say like, all right, this is strength against strength, and the Packers will be able to slow them down? And then without Rome Odunze, the Bears are going to have to throw the ball, which I think is going to be very difficult. Or are we going to say strength against strength? The Bears are going to be able to run the ball against the Packers, and then all of a sudden they're going to have to overreact, and then the Bears could do a little play action or overreaction, reverse to DJ Moore, who's going to get more, looks today with Rome out, and and the tight ends will pop one like they did late against the Eagles. Like, which is it?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is that I look at this run defense as this. There's two things. I'm going to ask Jason about this as well. Do you know the Green Bay Packers added almost 700 pounds of beef this week? And I'm not talking about beef from them cattle farmers up there in the Green Bay area. I'm talking about the fact that the Green Bay Packers signed two guys, Quinton Bohanna and Jordan Riley, 338 and Jordan Riley, and Quinton is 355 specifically this week. They claimed them off other teams' practice squads. And I'm trying to figure out, is that for this week because the Packers are nervous about not being able to stop the run? Or is this something that they're trying to look for long-term of understanding that they need to shore up their run defense? That's the big thing to me.
Well,
it might be a reaction to a concern.
Well, it's also maybe a thought that if you're going to have a little run in you, right? If you're thinking about football in January and maybe February, especially with some injuries up front, and especially when you're thinking about bigger guys getting a little tired, worn down toward the end of the year, bringing in some fresh guys, big guys, but fresh guys who've been on the practice squads who haven't been getting the amount of wear and tear on them throughout the season as the guys who are playing 50, 60 plays a game.
Packers did this in 2010, 2011 when they signed Howard Green. He ended up playing a pretty decent role in the Super Bowl for the Green Bay Packers back in that run, the last time that we won a Super Bowl. But no, I definitely think it is. It might be two-pronged because obviously Goody is thinking about long-term, but I do think specifically.
So by the way, are you nervous about today? Are you excited about like what's like?
Not a bit. I'm actually I was thinking about it yesterday. I'm thinking, I have zero nervous bone in my body when it comes to this football game because I just don't see any way that the Chicago Bears can truly beat the Green Bay Packers. They have to come to Lambeau Field, and it's for first place in the division. This is a very good Green Bay Packer team. The guys
wait.
seem to be focused.
And you saw they went to Philly, right? So it's not like they couldn't go on the road and win.
It was different though. What was at stake in that game, Craig? Like, I'm serious. What was at stake for the Philadelphia Eagles in that game? What were they playing for? They were playing just to win a regular football game. It wasn't, we're playing these Chicago Bears that are going to be a Super Bowl contender. No, they were playing against just a team. Like, I'm not saying they weren't out there trying to win, because that would be a lie. Of course they were out there trying to win.
I think that's fair, because if you look at it, like, at stake in that game was really, like, it felt like was the number 2 seed, because I think going into that game, I think everyone assumed the Rams were going to beat the Panthers.
Yep.
And this was going to be, okay, either the Bears or Eagles were going to kind of like position themselves as the number 2 team in the NFC, which that's not even a bye, right? Like, so I don't think when they played on Friday, there was crazy stuff at stake, right? Like, obviously it was a big game and kind of a measuring stick type game.
Off. That just showed. I promise you, if the Eagles win that football game, is Nick Sirianni stripping down, taking off his shirt, and yelling and screaming in the locker room?
No, but
it's business as usual. It's business as usual for the Eagles. That shows you how big of a game it was for the Chicago
Super Bowl. Right.
Yeah. So that's why the Bears went into that game amped up. Again, the Eagles they wanted to win a football game, but I think the Bears came in with a purpose, and they laid it on the Philadelphia Eagles in the second half.
All right, who are the 2 teams that have longer win streaks than the Bears right now?
The Broncos and the Patriots.
Yes, exactly. The Texans have won 4 in a row in the AFC, so they're on a roll. And then, dude, I know your cousin's on the Broncos. Has he been getting active again, or has he been back to the practice squad?
He's active. This is going to be his 3rd time being active. He's activated for today's game against the Vegas Raiders. Gonna go tear them up.
They've won 9 straight.
Yeah,
does anyone think the Broncos are that good? And they've won 9 straight, and the Patriots have won 10 straight.
Both of those teams have some holes in it. Bo Nix has some holes. The Patriots also, the fact that their schedule is super, super soft. If you look at the Broncos, I mean, every game is like a close game. They're barely getting out of these games winning. And the Patriots
and the reason I bring those teams up is, like, if the 4 teams with the biggest winning streaks in the NFL are the Patriots at 10, the Broncos at 9, the Texans down at 4, and then the Chicago Bears at 5, right? So these are the 4 teams, and one that we'll see at Lambeau Field today with the biggest winning streaks in the league. And I think they all seem flawed, but it's interesting, right? Because the Texans, the Bears, the Broncos, we all seriously question their passing game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you mentioned it with Bo Nix, right? I mean, between Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, and with
Drake May
with
is
the
pretty
Texans,
good. CJ Stroud,
I'm saying 3 of the 4.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the Texans have not had their quarterback for the majority of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he has played one of the games.
Davis Mills
of that, right? So when you look at the Bears today and you look at Caleb Williams, is it fair to say the Packers watched that game on Friday and the Packers will make him beat them? And he has been the least accurate passer in the NFL in terms of completion percentage. He has 9% below expected completion percentage. Like if you look at how open guys are and the completions that he throws or doesn't throw, that's what Caleb Williams is. So isn't it just like obvious for all of us that like it can't just be the Bears run it down their throat? The Packers saw that game on Friday. The Packers are going to load it up. Rome Odunze's out. The Packers are going to make Caleb Williams, not with his legs, but with his arms, beat the Packers. I mean, that's got to be their defensive game plan, right?
I would absolutely load up that box and force Caleb Williams to beat me, because Caleb Williams, as you just said, I mean, you didn't even mention the fact that his completion percentage is like 58.7. Like he's
I said it's the lowest in the league.
Oh, but he's been wildly inconsistent. And the one thing is against elite pass rushers, I want to see how he reacts. I know against T.J. Watt, though they were able to score some points against T.J. Watt, he got sacked a little bit. And Micah Parsons, Craig, did you see what Micah said this week? He's an animal. Michael Parsons, they were at his locker and they were asking him, just about, the game and the rivalry. He said,
since Kyle, you're a great producer. I know when you're like, did you see what he said? Like, you're like, and here it is.
I was.
Now, is that not what you're doing here?
I would have to search for the clean version. I don't have a clean version of it.
Oh.
But I'm definitely not that great of a producer to be able to edit it up and clean it up or try to ask Alex Strouf where he got the clean version from. But he basically said that Listen, the Bears have been extremely disrespectful. They've been very disrespectful. And they said, in what way? It's just some of the things they've been saying. Dude created this whole thing in his mind about the Bears being disrespectful for him saying, hey, I guess sometimes, when you get 2.5 sacks, that's not enough. So maybe I got to go out there and get 5. He's a maniac, Craig. I think he's going to eat today against Caleb Williams.
You don't think he's referring to the Ben Johnson stuff? You think it's more about the players?
That's what I'm curious about. I honestly believe that the Ben Johnson stuff, like we this week we talked about it. At first, I didn't think it was a big deal because earlier in the offseason, Matt LaFleur was like, I don't even know the guy. But then Adam Stenavich made that mention.
Wait, you don't think when he says I don't know the guy, you don't think that's to stir the pot?
I really don't know him like that. Like I don't think he legitimately was like, I think he was confused, but I don't think he took it personal. Until Adam Stenavich came out this week, and Adam Stenavich made his comments about the fact that, we take it personal. We take it personal. That's when I said,
you don't think Matt LaFleur was like, I don't even know the guy? Like, he shouldn't be talking about me like that? Get my name out your mouth, Ben Johnson?
I didn't think there was much to it because I thought it was beneath Matt LaFleur. But this week, Jordan Love kind of making mentions of it, and now you have Adam Stenavich making mentions of it. Micah Parsons talking about these guys are disrespectful. I believe that the guys in the locker room are well aware of what Ben Johnson said, and I think it's not just a shot. When you talk about Matt LaFleur, you're talking about the performance of the whole team. When you say, I love beating Matt LaFleur, you're not beating Matt LaFleur. You're beating Jordan Love. You're beating Josh Jacobs. You're beating Xavier McKinney. You're beating Rashawn Gary.
It's also clowning. It's clowning LaFleur, which should, if the Packers have their coaches back, get them going. All right, let's bring in Strouf and Scalzo for the next segment. They're on their way to Green Bay. We will get you ready for Packers-Bears. Green Bay game day coming up in a little bit. 3:25 start. Massive NFC North clash right here with you. It is Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. While the Bears finally know how it feels to win a couple of games, they're going to have to get through Big Brother to go any further.
Love loads up, going deep. Christian Watson down there. He's got it! Touchdown, Packers!
It's the Bears and the Packers at Lambeau Field. Get ready for the big game with Green Bay game day at noon and Green Bay game night after the game on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
It's the holiday season, the best time of the year for sports. Bowl games, basketball matchups, playoff pushes, it's all happening at once. Hey, it's Mark Tauscher with ESPN Wisconsin, and there's one place where it always feels good to be right. Prize Picks. It's the simplest way to play daily fantasy. Make your player picks in less than 60 seconds. Just choose more or less on at least 2 player stats. You get them right, you can cash in. And new this season, early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you might be able to cash out before the game even ends. And with stacks, you could pick the same player up to 3 times in one lineup. Like more on Giannis's rebounds, points, threes, assists. You can only do that on Prize Picks. Deposits are fast and easy with Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
The holidays are the perfect time to thank the people who make your business shine. At Alpha Custom Apparel, we help you create custom gifts and branded apparel that show true appreciation. Whether it's polished polos for your sales team, cozy quarter zips for employees, or thoughtful giveaways for your best clients. We make it easy with fast turnaround, creative options, and Midwest service you can count on. This season, give gifts that build pride and strengthen relationships long after the holidays are over. Visit alphacustomapparel.com and start your holiday gifting today.
Are you looking for reliable transportation this holiday season? I've got you covered. Hey, it's Jen Latta from ESPN Milwaukee. With holiday parties, family gatherings, and year-end events on the horizon, I trust Accutrans Group to handle all my private transportation needs. Whether it's a corporate function or a festive celebration, Accutrans gets me there safely and on time. As a veteran-owned business, they pride themselves on top-notch service that you can count on. Booking is easy, stress-free, and reliable. Just visit AccuTransGroup.com to reserve your holiday ride today. That's AccuTransGroup.com.
Experience the excellence of Catholic Memorial High School for yourself. Come see how students gain a competitive edge at CMH. Visit CatholicMemorial.net to schedule a VIP tour or student shadow day. Meet the inspiring teachers, welcoming students, and feel the energy of the CMH culture, where all students achieve more than they ever imagined possible. Visit CatholicMemorial.net to schedule your visit. That's CatholicMemorial.net. Catholic Memorial High School in Waukesha, where you rise.
Everyone wants the Emirates NBA Cup.
The temperature is rising.
30 teams started. Bang! But only 8 have advanced to the single elimination knockout rounds. To survive, they'll have to be hungry, relentless, ruthless.
Are you kidding me?
They all want the cup, but only one team can claim it. Who will capture the cup? Emirates NBA Cup knockout rounds begin Tuesday on Prime.
When severe weather hits and the power goes out, do you have a plan? For reliable power and peace of mind, propane can do that. It only takes about 10 seconds for a propane-powered generator to restore power to your home. So no matter what Mother Nature has in store, you know you're prepared. Learn more at wipga.org. This message is sponsored by your local propane provider and the Wisconsin Propane Education and Research Council.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. Tune into The Rich Eisen Show weekdays from 12 to 2 right here on 94.5 ESPN.
You're listening to ESPN Milwaukee on 94.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app. This is Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
You know, man, I do even have in my
You good?
Sunday Karma continuing with you. We are just about 5 hours away.
Yeah, Strouf too.
Green Bay game day coming up in just a little over an hour and a half. Alex Strouf will be part of that live from Lambeau Field. He joins us now as we get you ready for Packers Bears here at ESPN Wisconsin Sunday Karma. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning, Craig. How are you?
Good. Is this I can't figure it out. Like, and it's weird like that I'm not even talking about the Packers offense at all. But like, is this can the Packers run defense actually stop the Bears, who are this dominant run team, or is it like obvious that they will because they're going to sell out to it? And is it Caleb Williams able to throw the ball because the Packers are going to make him do that? What is the actual question that's deciding this game today?
Well, I think you're on the right track, right? Like they're going to sell out for it. You would much rather Caleb Williams have to beat you than the run game because that's a proven concept at this point. So I don't trust Caleb Williams yet. I think he's taken a little bit of a step in the right direction here in year two, but I don't think he's capable of beating this Packers team if they have to put the ball in his hands. And obviously, I mean, if the Packers score early like they did last week against Detroit, that makes them need to throw the football. And without Roma Dunze and with Caleb Williams, I don't see a path to victory if the Packers are able to score early and if they sell out to the run and are actually able to stop it.
So again, they have to, right? They have to like sell out to the run. Like we all saw that game against the Eagles. So if they're doing that, like, is there a scenario where they're doing that and this Bears like offensive line is just so good and like this is like the reincarnation of like Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson like a few years ago or last year where they could just run against anybody? Like, do you see that scenario like where the Bears are running for 200 yards and Swift and Monange are both running for 100 yards?
His call dropped here. So
I don't know if I see it either.
Greg Scalzo on the line.
Yeah, exactly. Greg Scalzo, what do you think? I mean, we're forgetting about the Packers even having the ball in this game. Like, is this like
everybody here has?
I don't blame the producer.
Oh,
I hear you perfectly.
Okay,
I can hear you.
Okay,
I got
cool.
You got me.
All right. Got a lot of moving pieces here.
Yeah, I don't blame the producer at all in this spot, right? It's just everyone calling in that must have issues. Kyle, the not the best producer in the business, as we know. So, Scalzo, is this question today, can the Packers stop the Bears' run, or is it, can Caleb Williams throw because the Packers are going to sell out and make him have to throw?
I mean, it should be, can the Bears offense keep up because they're going to have to throw the ball. Like, if the Packers fail to put pressure on the Bears offense because they're playing conservatively and they're not pushing the ball down the field, then I think that that's going to be a pretty bad indictment on the offense. Like, ultimately, you can't play at the pace that the Bears want to, which is they want to control the clock, they want to control the ball, and they're going to try to run the ball, right? They don't want to put it in Caleb Williams' hands. That Bears defense gives up a lot of yards. They're very, they've been very adept at creating turnovers, but this Packers team should still be able to move the ball down the field. And I think that's where they have to live is how do you push the ball down the field? How do you put pressure on the Bears offense to have to throw the ball? Because you don't want to have to be reactive. They really want to be the ones pushing the pace, I think, in this one.
You brought up the turnovers, which we haven't talked about at all. I feel like the Bears are like plus 17 on turnovers, and like nobody else in the league is in double digits. So like that is a big part of this, right? And we said Jordan Love has had a few that we remember, but Jordan Love has not turned the ball over a lot this year. I feel like that's a big piece of this, right? Like giving the Bears a short field. Like I don't feel like they've shown, and even in some of their best games, right, that they can, except when they're behind late in the game, have sustained 60, 70-yard drives.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's like one of those, how do you want to look at it, right? And I think that everyone has their own opinions, but you think, oh, this team has created so many turnovers, there has to be a regression because that's something that, does tend to average out over time? Or do you look at it and say it's just one of those years where some teams win close games, some teams just happen to win turnovers, and those two things are usually connected. I'd heard you guys talking about the Broncos before. They're one of those teams where it seems like every one-score game they win. Same with the Bears. I feel like there's been so many toss-up games that they've been able to win, and a large part of it's because of the turnovers. They just seem to have that sort of bug this year. Usually for a team,
yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Like that happens throughout the season.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. Once it starts, it just continues. It seems they have 17 picks. Like Jacksonville's the most besides them with 13, but then like they've only thrown 5 picks, so they're plus 12 on interceptions. And then there are 9 fumble takeaways and only 4 fumble giveaways. So they're plus 5 there. So they're plus 17. Then you got 3 teams at plus 9. Like that's massive. Like the Packers are sitting kind of like, where you'd want to be, right? They're plus 4. They're not bad, but that's game changing, game breaking stuff. So Strouf, I asked Kyle this, like you're like a diehard, like very typical Packers fan. Are you scared for today's game?
Not one bit. No, I'm not scared at all. I think they win handedly. I really do. You talk about the turnover statistics. The quarterbacks Chicago has played are not good. They're not Jordan Love level quarterbacks, right? They had 3 from Spencer Rattler, 3 from Joe Flacco, 1 from Mason Rudolph. Like, sure, it's impressive. No doubt about it. 17 interceptions on the season. But Jordan Love's only thrown 3, and he hasn't thrown one in over a month. So if the Packers don't turn the ball over, which they don't do often, I think they're going to have a really hard time losing this game. So, no, not scared to answer your question.
So, I know this is a 6.5-point spread, right? So I think that is the way. Yeah. That is a big number. Isn't that how we all thought about this team going into Philadelphia? And is that just like, oh, okay, now it's like Philadelphia slept on them and the Packers won't sleep on them? Like, is that ultimately like the difference we're talking about here?
I think that's what makes it too Philly-centric, but I think they're imploding. So I don't think they're obviously not as good as they were a year ago. But
I like how Philly's imploding, but they shut down the Packers offense. I mean, Scalzo, is the biggest argument Philadelphia slept on them. This is a big game for the Packers, and they won't. And they're well rested because they played, on Thursday.
I mean, I think it's just like what the NFL is and why we love talking about it, because every week you have a different perception of every team. And the Packers are coming off of an impressive win, so everybody's high on them, where the Eagles ultimately started to struggle in a couple of games and offensively looked to be messy. The Eagles have a big bounce-back week, and everyone's going to be right back to saying how great that defense is and how they kind of figured something out. I mean, that's what we were talking about with this Packers team after the Thanksgiving win, right? It was like, oh, they got it. Something clicked here, but they really just had one good game. So I think it's just
Matt LaFleur all of a sudden is confident, right? Matt LaFleur is confident in his play calling now, right?
100%. And that's where we all get caught up with it. What is surprising to me is the fact that the line is 6.5, because usually while we all get caught up in that, Vegas doesn't. I don't know how much they're, putting into this being at home at Lambeau, and if that plays a factor into it. But,
But that's what it was for the Bears at Philly. That's what it was for the Bears at Philly also, Greg. Like, the Bears are not, analytics-wise, I think seen as an elite team. They're the number 1 seed in the NFC after Thanksgiving, who nobody respects, including Kyle and Strouf, who aren't even scared for this game.
Yeah, they definitely have not earned, or they definitely have not received respect. You could argue whether they've earned it or not. I think that when you have the record that they do, they're probably being looked over a little bit right now. But ultimately, again, they win today, then they might get anointed. They don't. Everybody's going to point to them and call them frauds. And then it's 2 weeks until these two teams meet again at Soldier Field?
I feel like they and the Broncos are in a very similar spot. I think where nobody buys them. They're both riding win streaks. And this week can specifically for the Bears, as you said, this can majorly change perceptions. We're going to talk to Jason Wilde next. I won't, but y'all will. We'll get his preview of Packers Bears at Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
You're listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Homer here for Window Nation's end of the year sale. It's cold here in Milwaukee, and if you've been thinking about new windows, it's good you waited, because during Window Nation's end of the year sale, get 50% off, plus you could get 0% interest for 5 years on windows that stop the cold wintry drafts, seal out moisture, and so energy efficient you'll save money on your utility bills. Installed in 1 day, lifetime warranty, and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Sale ends soon. Don't miss out on big savings. WindowNation.com to get started.
Selling your home during winter may surprise you. Serious buyers are still out there and often more eager to move.
Homes get strong offers this time of year, and with less competition, your listing can really shine.
I'm Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates First Weber.
And I'm Lindsay Bendler. Our team leads with faith, gratitude, and giving back, donating over $200,000 to local causes since 2020.
Tony Wendorf & Associates is ready to get to work for you with our white glove selling experience. Just search online, Tony Wendorf.
A real estate team that always leads with faith and gratitude.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
Is back pain slowing you down? When it comes to spine care, you need specialized expertise. At the OAW Spine Center, their orthopedic care specialists provide the highest level of care for everything from herniated discs to spinal fusion. They start with the most conservative, non-surgical treatments like physical therapy and injections. If surgery is needed, minimally invasive procedures at the OAW Spine Center will get you back on your feet faster. With a focus on treating the source of the problem, they take a comprehensive, active approach to spine health, getting you back to the life you love. The OAW Spine Center. There is a difference. Visit OAWSpineCenter.com. That's OAWSpineCenter.com.
Looking up at the Marquette banners, brought to you by Saganiac Planning. Number 44 was the first number retired in December of 1961. Don Coe just didn't have to wait long since his last game was earlier that year. Still Marquette's all-time leading rebounder, and it'll stay that way till the end of time. And he did it in only 3 seasons. A side note, Coe just was such a great leaper that Dr. J picked him as the second best dunker when they played in a pro exhibition. Yes, Dr. J picked himself first. Network Health knows that good health knows no age limit. That's why they offer superior local health plans for individuals of all generations. Whether you're a young professional, a growing family, or enjoying your golden years, plan is designed to meet your unique healthcare needs. For more about Network Health's business, individual, or Medicare Advantage plans, call Eric Pearson, Saganiac Planning, 262-783-6161. Eric, 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service.
Feel better, recover faster, and relax deeper, all from home. Infrared saunas from Good Health Saunas use safe, radiant heat that warms your body from the inside out, helping flush toxins, improve circulation, and melt away your stress. Hey, it's Jen Latta from ESPN Milwaukee. I've had my Good Health sauna for a few years now, and I use it almost every day. My skin's clearer, I sleep better, and I feel amazing. Stop by the Good Health Sauna showroom in Waukesha to see the models in person, or visit goodhealthsaunas.com/Jen.
The holidays are busy. Meals to make, gifts to wrap, parties to host. When it's finally time to unwind, make it blissful with Carbless. Crisp, refreshing, and full of flavor with every sip. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, only 100 calories, and gluten-free. While it may be frozen outside, it's always flawless with Carbless. No guessing and no compromise. So whether you're celebrating with friends, hosting the crew, or relaxing by the fire, bring bliss to your holiday gatherings. Carbless, full of flavor, guilt-free enjoyment.
We don't just cover the green and gold.
We cover the green and gold. Your home for Green Bay football talk on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Tangled up in wires, I can't catch my breath. I run. Pulling deeper, I cannot confess. Drowning in the chaos, I can't catch my breath. I run.
You're listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
It is Sunday Karma here on ESPN Wisconsin. No Craig Karmazin for this segment. No Greg Scalzo. Alex Strouf is hanging on. Alex, you can...
What happened there? I thought we turned into like a local pop station for a minute. Everything okay?
We're moving a lot of pieces here. We're moving quite a bit of pieces here, as we're going to be joined by Jason Wilde here on the line. Jason Wilde, how you doing today here on Sunday Karma?
I'm doing well. Good morning, guys. Happy Packers-Bears game day.
Yeah, happy Packers-Bears game day indeed. I'm excited.
I am as well. This is, as Strouf knows, and we talked about on Weekly Wilde earlier in the week, this is kind of what I was hoping would happen. Now, we'll see if it lasts, and we'll see if Caleb Williams becomes a quarterback that even can carry Jordan Love's baggage, because at this point, Jordan Love is clearly the superior quarterback, but I have wanted this rivalry to mean something. I've wanted these teams to have something to play for. I know that you, Kyle, do not agree with me because you are a fan and I am a storyteller.
Yeah.
But I am excited for this game to have something meaningful attached to it, which, again, I was there at Soldier Field in late December 2013. I had spent the previous 8 weeks doing a Tuesday show with Aaron Rodgers, during which he wasn't playing with a broken collarbone. He came back for that last game. They had stayed afloat. That game was for the NFC North title. And Rodgers came back, and obviously we all remember the throw to Randall Cobb. He also makes 2 other fourth down throws to keep that drive going to beat the Bears. This is the first time that this game has really had anything even remotely close to those kinds of implications, and I'm excited for it to kick off at 3:25.
I will admit, Jason, this week
you're right.
It had a lot more juice than what I expected. Bears fans, as they should be, they're extremely excited for it. But you kind of alluded to it, Jason. Shouldn't this be an easy game plan for the Green Bay Packers? Is it just stop the run and force Caleb Williams to beat you today?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's never as easy as you kind of draw it up, right? And NFL head coaches like Matt LaFleur know that. I'm sure they feel the same way at times when they look at, their game plans and think, all right, here's all we have to do to win this game. And to me, it's 2 things. It's not turn the ball over. This is a defense in the Bears that is not very good in all the statistical measures except one, and that is takeaways. 17 interceptions, 26 total takeaways. Both of those lead the league. I mean, all the rest of them, they're like 28th in total defense. They're 25th in scoring defense. Like, they're not a great defense, but they take the ball away. And Jordan Love has thrown 3 interceptions all year. He hasn't thrown one in the last 4 games. If he extends that to 5 games today, I think they win. And then to your other point, look, you just can't let them run for 281 yards up the middle on you. I know you're disappointed that you don't have Devontae Wyatt. I know that you've added 2 dudes to the team in the last 4 days that weren't on the team a week ago, and you're hoping that one or both of them can help you today.
Okay.
But the bottom line,
I was curious about that.
Well, I was just going to say, the bottom line is, whatever those guys can do for them today will be a bonus. This is a game that will rely on Colby Wooden, Carl Brooks, Warren Brinson, and Nazir Stackhouse, and then having Quay Walker back after he's missed the last 2 games with that stinger. I think that is going to be huge as well to prevent the run game from running roughshod over the Packers defense.
No doubt. Big stuff. From the defense, Jason Wilde with us here on Sunday. Alex Strouf, Kyle Wallace. Alex Strouf in the car on his way to Green Bay. Very good. I'm a professional, Jason. Jaden Reed sounds like he'll be back. How much does that improve this Packers offense that's been cooking as of late?
Yeah, I think it obviously does. The question of how much is a fair one, Strouf, because, look, I don't know how much he's going to play, first of all, right? I mean, if you look at the approach that they took, with Christian Watson, they had him on a pitch count the first couple games. He certainly had an impact in that Pittsburgh game, the first one he played. But you have to obviously play, as Mike McCarthy would say, the high side of caution. But I expect him to have a meaningful role today. And I don't know if they're going to have Matthew Golden back. I was talking to Matthew on Friday. He did not sound particularly optimistic. And so I think that's probably going to be another week for him. But I think having Reed back, having Watson playing at the level that he's been playing at, having Wicks finally, healthy and productive and getting opportunities on Thanksgiving, I think that all puts their passing game in a really good spot. And I would also say that for the crowd like Kyle, who would like to see them throw more and run less, I'm super curious to see what today's approach ends up being. It's because cold. I spent some time talking with Josh Jacobs this week, and he is so adamant about not taking practices off and not changing his running style. And you saw, he obviously suffers the knee injury, a bone bruise in his knee and a bruised quadriceps just above his knee. He suffers that injury in New York several weeks ago. He doesn't play against the Vikings. And then he plays against the Lions on Thanksgiving. And what happens during the course of that game? Brian Branch goes low on him and hits him smack dab in that knee. And he had a really productive game, but that doesn't help the healing process. So I think it'll be really interesting to see how they utilize him. I think it'll be interesting to see how much Emmanuel Wilson gets to try and take a little bit of the load off of him. But he's also coming off of a game where he had his longest run of the season, a 29-yarder against the Lions. So that's the balancing act the Packers will have to deal with today offensively.
Yeah, Jason, I think one thing that's not talked about enough, you alluded to it earlier today, is the fact that, yes, this defense has forced tremendous amount of turnovers this season, and credit to the Chicago Bears for that. But outside of that, their defense can't stop the run, nor can it stop the pass whatsoever. And I don't think enough people are talking about that. And when you put in the fact that this football team has that plus 6 point differential, I'm just not buying the Bears, Jason.
Yeah, I don't think you're alone in feeling that way. I'm not sure what will happen today, but this feels like one of those games where the Packers at least have the opportunity to kind of say, okay, the Bears, they're a cute story. They're definitely improved. We're going to have our hands full in a couple weeks in Chicago, but we're the real deal. And they can certainly make that statement today by playing one of those complete games that are so elusive. And I think they've got the chance to do that. But it goes back to the 2 points we made earlier about not turning the ball over and stopping the run. Those feel to me like every game has keys to the game, right? And we do our little 3 things to watch video with Associated Bank on our social channels every game day. And Matty Hayes does an amazing job making me look smart. But I don't know if there's been one that's been more obvious than this one with those 2 factors. Like, it's just so it's those 2 things, and then it's everything else. And those 2 things are far and away the most important things today.
Very evident. I'm totally with you on that. Don't turn the ball over. Stop the run. You're going to win this game. Jason, you talked about this a little bit earlier in the week, and I think maybe we talked about it on Weekly Wilde as well on ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel. But the offense kind of finding itself again, if you will, with the play caller being Matt LaFleur. A couple of weird weeks after they lost Tucker Kraft, and he is so important to what this offense does and wants to do. But the last couple of weeks, that was 3-game winning streak for Green Bay. Seems like they've been able to find their rhythm again offensively. Fair evaluation?
Oh, for sure. And that doesn't mean that it's going to be perfect today, right? I mean, first of all, the elements are less than ideal, right? Rodgers always thought as long as it wasn't windy, he felt really good about being able to throw in the cold. And I'm eager to see if Love can do that today. But to your point, you guys know this, my frustration with folks that were so frustrated with the offensive coordinator / head coach / play caller was that losing Tucker Kraft when they did was very problematic.
He's ready to use him.
Because they had finally kind of faced the reality that they needed to focus their passing game on him. If you remember, after the Pittsburgh game, Matt LaFleur's at the podium at Acrisure Stadium, and he's asked by Pete Doherty of the Press-Gazette, can you have your passing game run through a tight end, and would you do that with Tucker Kraft? And his response was, yeah, we'd be crazy not to. And then Tucker Kraft suffers his injury like 2.5 minutes into the third quarter the following week in a loss to Carolina. So I do think it took him a while to kind of take that punch, if you will, and then figure out other ways. It has certainly helped that Christian Watson has been as good as he's been. And the fact that Wicks was as good as he was on Thursday, on Thanksgiving, obviously that adds another layer as well.
Last one here, Jason. As we
putting on Watson is very true.
Last one here, Jason.
Sorry.
I know you weren't really buying into the Ben Johnson and the Matt LaFleur rift at all, but the Stenavich, were you there when Adam Stenavich made the comments about we taking it personal at all?
I did see the video. I was actually sitting down with Jeff Hafley for my story this morning on the possibility of Enter Sandman blaring throughout Lambeau Field today.
I love that.
And why that was such an important thing to him. Yeah. Headbanging. But, yeah, to your point, I mean, I thought Stenovich was as is usually the case with Steno, was probably the most forthcoming about it. But again, I don't yes, did they think about that? Yes. Do they remember that? Yes. I think Rob Domofsky, who obviously collaborated on a story for ESPN.com with Courtney Cronin for both sides of that story. I mean, look, Cole Kmet, I used this in my 3 things to watch this morning. Cole Kmet's a unique case. He grew up in Chicagoland. His sister is Lucas Van Ness's girlfriend. One of the guys that stood up in Cole Kmet's wedding is a hardcore Packers fan who refuses to wear Kmet's jersey, even though they're friends.
Wow, that's tough.
And
love that.
And Cole Kmet loved what Ben Johnson said. And while I understand that it can be some bulletin board fodder for Matt LaFleur or Steno or Jeff Hafley or Packers fans, I think the purpose was not, I hate Matt LaFleur. It was, I'm playing to my base, right? Yep. I'm playing to the people like Cole Kmet. And if that comes back, I can guarantee you this. If they win and win resoundingly, Matt LaFleur is going to have to fight off the urge to make some snarky remark, right? Because, and he's going to avoid it because that's his personality. And they got to play these guys again in 2 weeks. But privately, he's going to be like, to be quite frank with you, I really enjoyed beating Ben Johnson today. Which if he had any guts at all, and I think the world of Matt, I criticize him when he deserves it. But if they win handily today, I would pay top dollar for that to be the lead quote in my story if he actually said that after the game.
Thank you, Jason. I appreciate you joining us here today. You can hear Jason Wilde today on Green Bay Game Day with Alex Strouf. Thanks, Jason.
All right, guys. Take care. Be good.
That, again, is Jason Wilde. Here's Alex Strouf. We'll continue more conversation talking about the Green Bay Packers and renewing the rivalry against the Chicago Bears here on Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin.
More Sunday Karma coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Greg Matzek, Gary Ellerson, the day after reaction show you need in your life.
Who benefits the most from Micah Parsons being on the field? Secondary. Keyshawn Nix.
It's Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Mondays with Greg and Gary.
If you're a quarterback, you've got to get the football out of your hands before you really want to do it. I mean, everybody's getting their wealth with this, but to me, I think it's really the guys in the secondary.
Live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios from 6 to 8 p.m. every Monday on 94.5 ESPN.
The holidays are always a wonderful time to get engaged.
And this is the perfect year to do it.
Really? Why is that?
We have a special collection of Double Dog dazzling engagement rings for just $3,998.
Tell her what makes them Double Dog dazzling, Monica.
These bridal sets are covered in diamonds and have a 3-carat created diamond center stone.
Wow.
Or you can choose a 3/4 carat natural diamond for just $1,798. And Kessler's will contribute a free 14-carat gold mounting and mount your diamond in it for you.
Wow.
Or you can get 5 matching diamonds side by side that spread all across the top of your finger.
2 carats total weight.
5 big created diamonds in a ring that will rock the house. Tell her how much, Rick?
$1,998.
Wow.
You guessed it, Sarah. We call it the Wow Collection.
18 months financing at 0% is available.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you and our holiday hours, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Homer here from ESPN Milwaukee. What makes living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Dave.
The campus is beautiful. For me, nature is my church, and I love being outside. We live by the Bark River, and it's just it's calming. It just calms my soul. I just love it. A lot of the people, I'm talking about 100-year-old people, 90 years old, say they credit Three Pillars with living longer.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This fall, make 3rd Street Market Hall your one-stop, must-stop destination to eat, drink, and play. 3rd Street Market Hall has over 15 locally owned food vendors, a self-service beer wall featuring 30 Wisconsin breweries, over 50 HD TVs, and happy hour specials all week. The perfect place to work remotely or catch a game between meetings or over lunch. 3rd Street Market Hall is your home away from home or office. Visit 3rdstreetmarkethall.com for menus, events, and more information.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Experience the excellence of Catholic Memorial High School for yourself. Come see how students gain a competitive edge at CMH. Visit CatholicMemorial.net to schedule a VIP tour or Student Shadow Day. Meet the inspiring teachers, welcoming students, and feel the energy of the CMH culture, where all students achieve more than they ever imagined possible. Visit CatholicMemorial.net to schedule your visit. That's CatholicMemorial.net. Catholic Memorial High School in Waukesha, where you rise.
Kyle Broston-Nortman, KBN.
The results speak for themselves, and either you're going to jump on board or you're going to find out why they are who they are.
On 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
I said, like a dime, it's like butter. You know I'm even better because I came straight out the gutter, ayy.
You're listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
It is Sunday Karma here on ESPN Wisconsin. I'm Kyle Wallace. Craig Karmazin will be back coming up here at 11:30. Greg Scalzo will be joining us as well around 11:30. Thank you so much to Jason Wilde for joining us here on Sunday Karma. Alex Strouf alongside me. Alex, you got something to tell us about?
Yeah, I got to tell you about my friends over at Door County Distillery, locally produced, handcrafted, award in beautiful Door County, just north of Green Bay. Elevate your game day experience. Elevate your holiday experience, whether it's the brandies, the whiskeys, the rums, the gins, all the in-between. Door County Distillery has you covered all over the state of Wisconsin. Check out the website, doorcountydistillery.com, to check out a huge list of unique cocktail recipes, some festive recipes, ho, 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 and the retailer nearest you. That's doorcountydistillery.com.
Oh, Strouf, I'm sure you were so excited to be Santa Claus at that moment, huh?
I was. I do own a Santa onesie, and I was contemplating whether or not I should wear it to the Packers game today. But I decided December 7th a little early for that.
Oh, happy birthday, buddy.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah, it took this long for us to say happy birthday to you, huh? I bet nobody knows but me.
I mean, it's all right. We're just doing our jobs, Kyle. It's not about my birthday today. It's about Packers-Bears.
It is about Packers-Bears, and it's not about your birthday. And since it's just us, Strouf, you always say it's just you and I. Since it's just us, and we're the two biggest Packer backers here at ESPN Wisconsin, and Jason kind of alluded to how much we have a lot of fandom in the Green Bay Packers. Strouf, I mean, tell me, if there's a way that the Packers lose today, what is it? I'm serious. I'm so serious. I know everybody keeps talking about the running game, but is that it?
It's not a covers. It's the two big things that Jason was harping on. It's the only things that have led Chicago to the record they have at 9-3. Now, the fact of the matter is, as much as you and I don't think very much buy how good Chicago is, despite the 9-3 record, is when you leave the door open for them, when they're able to hang around late into a football game, they're finding ways to win. And whether or not we think they're legitimate, that's how they got to 9-3. The teams are allowing them to hang around, and they're able to pounce at the right moment. Now, I think the Packers should outmatch the Bears, and I don't know that it's particularly close. But again, you never really know what will happen if Jordan Love throws an inopportune interception, or Kyle Monengai and DeAndre Swift are both able to rush for 80-plus yards, right? Like, there should be some concern for this run defense without Devontae Wyatt now. Because when you think of your best run stoppers back in training camp, both of them aren't on the team for the rest of the year. It was Kenny Clark and Devontae Wyatt. Now you lose both of them. Obviously, Kenny Clark in a trade, Devontae Wyatt to an injury. And it's not like it's not a massive concern, but you should still look at it and go, well, that's not ideal when your best run defender is no longer on the field. But I think they can slow them down, and as long as Love doesn't turn over the football, I have a hard time thinking of a way they can lose this game.
Yeah, that's the thing for me is that I understand Devontae Wyatt is a big piece that the Green Bay Packers are going to be missing, and it looks like Goody is gearing himself up for some type of run or stopping the run today. As again, I mentioned it with Jason. Dude, they signed mammoth, big, huge guys, and I'm assuming that some of that has to do with seeing exactly what maybe one of those guys can plug in today and help slow down the rush attack. But when you talk about the turnovers, listen, the Green Bay Packers have only given up the ball 7 times this year. And when your quarterback, Jordan Love, is the one who is the main one protecting the football, I think it's going to be hard for the Chicago Bears to come by a turnover today. That's why I don't see them standing a chance whatsoever. They cannot keep up with the Green Bay Packers. They just cannot score with the Green Bay Packers. The Packers' offense is elite to me, but then on top of that, as I said with Jason, Strouf, their defense sucks. Like, legitimately, they have a bottom 20 defense in the NFL, and that's one thing that I don't feel enough people are talking about. That's where, I don't know about you, but my level of confidence for this game simply comes down to, if you're saying all we have to do is stop the run, which we're top 10 at stopping the run, and all we have to do is not turn the football over, which that is what we're good at, then they're in trouble. The Chicago Bears are in trouble because they are not going to be able to keep up with the Packers in the track meet.
I agree with you 100%. I think you nailed it. It's hard for me to buy the Bears in the way they've done it. They've done it, right? They've won 9 of their last 10. It's impressive by all accounts. But I think Green Bay has officially graduated to that next step, Kyle, where they've turned a corner of sorts offensively. And defensively, you still, even without Devontae Wyatt, feel really good about this group. The return of Quay Walker is big time today in a game where you're going to need to really just sell out and try to stop the run as soon as possible and as much as possible. So, no, I'm with you. Real quick, though, Kyle, before I leave you, I'm wearing 3 pairs of pants. Is that enough?
No. Did you put on some long johns?
No, I'm wearing normal underwear, 2 pairs of sweatpants, and a pair of jeans.
How do you fit 2 pairs of sweatpants and jeans on? You're going to be extremely uncomfortable.
I'm really sweaty right now because it's not cold in my car.
Yeah, that was pretty dumb to do because you can just put those on at the Tundra Trio up there in Green Bay.
Yeah, I could have done that. I didn't do that. So now I'm sweating in places I didn't know I could sweat. I'm having a good time.
No, the big thing that you need to understand is, Strouf, what about your toes? How many socks do you have on? Do you have hand warmers? Do you have foot warmers? Because that's the first thing that goes.
I do have warmers. I am going to the game. Yes, I do have hand warmers. I do have foot warmers. I do have boots. I have 2 pairs of socks on.
Thick socks. Like the wool ones.
Yeah, they're thick. I couldn't find my wool socks, so I'm without the wool socks today.
Oh,
a little concerned about that.
Yeah, I know. I know I got a skinny toe, and I'm a bigger guy than you, and I know your toes got to be skinny long. So I can only imagine what that's going to look like for you.
Why are you talking about my feet like that?
I'm just saying. I'm looking out for you, brother. My toe. I think my toe froze off 2 weeks ago playing on Thanksgiving. I can only imagine what your toe going to do when you're going to be outside in that Packer.
I don't want to ever hear you describe what you think my toes look like ever again.
I feel like I've seen them before.
Why do you feel like you've seen my toes before?
I feel like your feet aren't that bad. I feel like I've seen your feet before. I feel like your feet are fine because they haven't been through it all.
Why? Okay, again, why do you believe you've seen my feet? What are you talking about?
I feel like I've seen your toe before. You know, you and Ben are crazy. You do weird stuff.
When do I ever take my sock off at work?
Bro, I don't know. Maybe I'm crossing reality and dreams together. Maybe I'm dreaming about your toes and your feet.
You dream about my feet?
I don't know. I guess we'll never know.
I'm uncomfortable. I'm going to leave now.
All right, Strouf. That is Alex Strouf, who'll be joining us again at 11:30 here on Sunday Karma. He will also be on Green Bay Game Day. That will start right after the show here at noon on ESPN Wisconsin as well. But coming up, we'll continue talking more of the Green Bay Packers as they welcome in the Chicago Bears for the battle for the top of the NFC North. This is Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Hey, get in. What? Who are you? I'm future you. Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Yeah. Mia, our doctor figured it out. She said it's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Hi, I'm Brittany Miller from Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more. Custom T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, you name it, we can do it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more is family owned and all about celebrating life's big moments. Maybe it's a milestone birthday, a celebration for your child's first goal, or that work fundraising event. We are everyone's printer. No minimum orders, affordable designs, and help straight from me and our team. We're the one-stop shop for all your custom needs. Start your project today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
The holidays are here, and I don't know about you, but for our family, that means more time spent inside the house entertaining family and friends.
Hi, we're Mike and Michelle, owners of Professional Construction. You know what, Michelle? You're right. This year, forget those boring gifts. No more blenders, no more socks.
How about this year, you give yourself that brand new kitchen or the basement rec room so the kids have a space to call their own.
No matter the project, you can count on us.
Happy holidays from all of us at Professional Construction, Inc.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. Tune into the Rich Eisen Show weekdays from 12 to 2, right here on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's a lot of into the club tonight. What? But it's gonna be alright. Yeah. Cause me and my clique, we don't give a rock. Trick Daddy.
You're listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
It is Sunday Karma here on ESPN Wisconsin. Quite the Sunday Karma. You can watch and stream us live on ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube by going to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. You can also go to ESPN Madison on YouTube to watch us as well. Give us a like, give us a share, give us a subscribe as well. You can also call in, text in at 800-990-3776. That is the ESPN Wisconsin talk in text line. Again, that's 800-990-3776. On the other side, we were talking with me and Alex Strouf. We're talking about the Green Bay Packers upcoming matchup, and somehow we ended up talking about toes. Matt on the talking text line, the Carbless talking text line, where Liz Moore said, I'm worried about you boys talking about toes. A little fetish there. Strouf wanted to bring up his toes. I'm sure he's going to get mad at me. But overall, with this Green Bay Packers matchup here, as we'll be joined again by Greg Scalzo and Alex Strouf, and also Craig Karmazin coming up here at 11:30 as we get you ready for the big matchup today as the Packers welcome in the Chicago Bears. And we've been getting a lot of heat. If you listen to Kyle Bruston Nortman right here on ESPN Wisconsin 2 to 5, we've been getting a lot of heat from Chicago fans because a lot of people have been saying we're extremely confident, we're extremely cocky, and looking at this matchup between the Packers and the Bears. My boy Ben Bruss has been dragged through the mud as people have called him the fraud, simply because he did used to be a Bears fan, and then finally my boy did see the light. Now, though we have been extremely confident in the Green Bay Packers football team, it is simply because of what we have seen them do, but more importantly, the lack of what we have seen from the Chicago Bears. Now, one thing I will say is as we look to this game, the one concern I do have is the identity crisis Matt LaFleur seems that he has had over a span of time as the Green Bay Packers coach, especially this season, when we look at what is the type of play calling we are going to get from Matt LaFleur as we approach this game. Now, I fully understand the game against the Minnesota Vikings. You had a quarterback in Jordan Love who was coming off a shoulder injury. You had an offense in the Minnesota Vikings and a quarterback in J.J. McCarthy, or as some say, 9, who was unable to do anything offensively for that football team, to the point where even now the Minnesota Vikings are saying they're going to scale back the offensive play calling and what they can do in the playbook in order to simplify things for J.J. McCarthy. But there was a lot of frustration from Packers fans like myself who were disappointed in the fact that the Green Bay Packers had the opportunity to put their foot on the necks of the Minnesota Vikings, and it seemed they took a conservative approach. Now, you fast forward to Thanksgiving Day, and you saw a completely different Matt LaFleur. You saw a Matt LaFleur that went for it multiple times on fourth down and allowed for his quarterback and his offense to execute at an extremely high level with 2 fourth-down touchdowns. And as we all know, the Green Bay Packers put the football game away on fourth down as Jordan Love found Tay Wicks there at the end of the game. What a gutsy call that was by Matt LaFleur. But I think the biggest weakness the Packers do have won't be can they stop the run. The biggest weakness won't be, will Jordan Love protect the football? Will they not hand the ball off or hand the ball over via turnovers to the Chicago Bears? I think the biggest thing that is left to be unknown for the Green Bay Packers going into this game is, what is the identity of this football team going to be? Are we going to see Matt LaFleur say, I have nothing to lose and I'm going to be all gas, no brakes today? Or are we going to see a more conservative play calling from Matt LaFleur where he's not looking to go for it on fourth down as many times as he did against the Detroit Lions last week? Now, on the opposite side, I don't envy the Chicago Bears for much of anything, and I don't envy them in this sense either. But I will say this. I can give appreciation where appreciation belongs. And when you look at Ben Johnson and you look at the Chicago Bears offense and this team and the makeup of this football team, I will give him credit for this. Ben Johnson came to the Chicago Bears from the Detroit Lions, and he understood one thing. He understood who he was, and he understood what he wanted an offense to look like. So what did he do? He said, I want you to go and get me Ryan Poles, the general manager for the Chicago Bears. I need for you to go and get me some offensive linemen because we got to win up front. I want to make sure that we compare a young, talented running back with DeAndre Swift, who has had a great NFL career, pair a nice running back with him, and they drafted Kyle Wallace. And then he also said, I need a couple more weapons on this offense to be able to distribute the football around to good tight ends and also good wide receivers. You already had Komet. You already had Rome Odunze. You already had DJ Moore, but he said, give me more, and that's when they drafted Loveland in the first round. They also drafted Luther Burden early in the draft. So what he did was he said, listen, I understand how I can win football games, and he built an offense that met the identity of how he wanted to win football games, and they play that way. They run the football just like they ran the football in Detroit. So I will say the one thing that I think the Bears may have the one advantage of is the Bears do the same thing every week. They understand they are limited at quarterback, and they understand, as Ben Johnson has said himself, they win despite having the poor performance or lack of great performance at the quarterback position from Caleb Williams, is because they're able to run the football. So that's why I somewhat feel for Packers fans like myself when it comes to looking at the fact that at least Ben Johnson and the Bears know exactly who they are, whereas with the Green Bay Packers, we don't know what we're going to get today. But I also believe that the reason why the Green Bay Packers should have the big advantage in this game is that when you look at the greatest strength that the Green Bay Packers offense has is also matching up against the strength that the Chicago Bears have. The Chicago Bears take the football away at an extremely high level. And the Green Bay Packers don't give the football away. And in a game like this, you would think the team that has the coach and the quarterback combination that the Green Bay Packers have, where this is their third season together, you would think the team that has made the playoffs the last 2 years under Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur leading them, Jeff Hafley as the defensive coordinator year 2, the team that has more consistency in the coaching staff, more consistency in the overall team that they have, would be able to have the advantage, especially when you're a home team. So, yes, when you listen throughout ESPN Wisconsin from everybody, and you go on ESPN Milwaukee on Instagram and you see who chose who to win this football game today, yeah, Green Bay Packers fans really think they stuff don't stink this week simply because of the fact that we have all this working for us. If the Packers are the football team that we believe them to be, they should be able to take care of business today. You're playing a Chicago Bears team that is a good team. They have earned every single victory that they have, but they are not a legitimate contender. If the Green Bay Packers are going to match being, if you look around Vegas or even here at Potawatomi Casino Hotel at their sports book, the Packers are either second or third to not just win the NFC North. No, not just to win the NFC, but to win the Super Bowl. And you look at the Chicago Bears, they're 13th or 14th to win the Super Bowl. That means the level of confidence that people have in the Green Bay Packers is higher. If you look at the wins and the margins of victory that the Green Bay Packers have had versus the Chicago Bears, you would think the Green Bay Packers are for sure the better team. The Bears have no business coming into Lambeau today and being able to hang around with the Green Bay Packers. It's that easy. It's that simple. 800-990-3776. This is Sunday Karma. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation on. Maybe we'll dabble in a little bit of the fact that the Badgers should be firing Fickle after what Indiana did. But we'll continue the conversation as we'll, again, be joined by Greg Scalzo, Alex Strouf, and Craig Karmazin will be joining us here on Sunday Karma. But we got to continue this conversation. And Packers fans, we should feel confident. We should walk around like our team is great because guess what? We've been there, done that. The Bears are an ascending team or think they are an ascending team. Meanwhile, the Green Bay Packers have arrived. You have a quarterback who is an MVP candidate quarterback that went on the road last week on Thanksgiving Day and laid the smackdown on the Detroit Lions and let everybody know that we are now coming for the King of the North. A team last year that could not win or only won one game in the NFC North, all of a sudden this year is undefeated in the NFC North and on their pathway to being undefeated. Oh, they just slayed the Detroit Lions, the back-to-back reigning NFC North champions. So, yes, we should be extremely excited for this football game, and we should think by the time that it gets to 7 o'clock tonight, the Green Bay Packers should be on top of the NFC North. This is Sunday Karma. Craig Karmazin will join us coming up soon. Alex Strouf will join us coming up soon. Also, Greg Scalzo will be joining us soon. Keep it locked. You're listening to Sunday Karma right here on ESPN Wisconsin.
All day, every day. The Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless talk and text line. This is more.
Every child deserves a safe, loving, and permanent home. Help the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption find families for children who've lingered in foster care the longest. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
Pain has a way of stealing the moments that matter most, especially during the holidays. It's not just your knees, your back, or your shoulders. It's time with family and friends. But in 2026, that all could change when your body remembers how to heal. It just needs a little help finding the way back. Dr. Ashley Caravelli and her team at QC Kinetics here in Milwaukee believe relief doesn't just come from surgery or pain pills. They use your body's own natural healing abilities to repair and restore what's been lost. It's your body's comeback story, powered by the very cells that built you in the first place. No surgery, no pain pills, no long recovery, just your body remembering how to feel alive again. QC Kinetics delivers that long-term relief that you're finally looking for. Make the new year your turning point where pain stops defining you. It's time to take that first step. Literally, time to walk, enjoy the holidays, live without pain, and live without hesitation. With QC Kinetics, healing is within reach. Schedule your free consultation today at QC Kinetics. Give them a call at 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
At Heart of Canal Street, for over 30 years, our hearts have been set on making a difference for children in our community. Now through December 10th, we invite you to share your heart by playing the Canal Street Bingo game at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Every time you play this special bingo game, You're helping to raise funds for children's charities in southeastern Wisconsin. Learn more at Potawatomi.com/heart.
This season, the Bucks are going for it all.
A game winner for the Greek Freak.
Go inside the team's pursuit of a championship on Locked In, the new season of the Behind the Bucks podcast, narrated by Bucks legend Marcus Johnson. Hear from the team stars on why they think they can make history. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Kringle, all I want for Christmas is you.
Dad!
What?
We've talked about this. Yeah, your jingle for your Kringle entry last year was so lame that Racine Danish Kringle banned you from their contest.
I thought it was only a one holiday season ban.
It was a lifetime ban.
Well, I guess I'm out, but here's how you can enter our ESPN Wisconsin Racine Danish Kringle Jingle for Your Kringle contest on Wilde and Tausch. Submit your own original jingle to ESPNWisconsinContest.com. Then we'll pick the most creative songs, and our grand prize winner will get Kringle for a year. Make sure you include Racine Danish Kringle. It's not just a treat, it's a tradition in your jingle. If you don't want to sing, but you still want to celebrate the holidays with Racine Danish Kringle, call 800-4DANISH or visit Kringle.com and order their all-new flavor, Peppermint Brownie Kringle.
Racine Danish Kringle, such a tasty, yummy treat with a flaky crust and sweet icing. It's the best thing you can eat.
Oh, like that's so much better than mine.
Well, at least we're not off key.
Hey, this is Tanas Santokumpo. Download the new ESPN Wisconsin app.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. This is Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
It is Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin. You can join in on today's conversation by calling into the Carbless Talk and Text line, where Liz is more at 800-990-3776. That is 800-990-3776. Carbless Talk and Text line, where Liz is more. And we're getting you geared up and ready for the big matchup, the battle for the NFC North, as the rivalry is renewed, as the Green Bay Packers will host the Chicago Bears at Lambeau Field today. We get you ready for Green Bay game day, led by Alex Strouf, and the whole cast of characters like Gabe Neisel, Jason Wilde, Rob Demoski will all be joining them there today, live from the Tundra Trio in Green Bay, Wisconsin. But we are talking about the huge matchup today.
And Kyle,
everybody has been saying, a lot of us have been extremely cocky or confident about the Green Bay Packers. Go to social media and you'll see all the Bears fans saying, well, this is our time. Just wait. I can't wait to come back here Sunday night and talk about how the Bears might win. But I said, okay, well, let me have a moment of honesty. Though I feel like Green Bay Packers will not lose and cannot lose this football game, I gave you the reason why, some things that went through my mind of how they potentially could lose this football game. It just came down to identity and the play calling and what they were going to do. But I think Matt LaFleur is going to cook a great game, and Jordan Love and his offense is going to execute. But at 800-990-3776, do you have any concerns or worries going into this matchup, this big matchup against the Chicago Bears? Chris and Muskego, you're on Sunday Karma. What are your thoughts? Or what are your worries about today's game?
I'm not worried about Jordan Love throwing INTs, but I'm more worried about Jacobs and some of the receivers we got getting the ball punched out, because those two positions have fumbled the ball this year. That's what Chicago's strong is at. And I'm also worried about what kind of game plan LaFleur is going to call. Is he going to sit there and try and be conservative, or is he going to open up the playbook? He's got Jaden Reed back. He's got Walker back on defense. Are they going to be aggressive and just try to smother the Bears and just kick their butt to 34-0? I'm just hoping LaFleur doesn't sit there and keep Love and shotgun all the time and trying to run Jacobs out of shotgun. Just watch Chicago do what Philly do and start calling the run plays before they even snap the ball.
Appreciate you, Chris and Muskego. I don't have those same concerns, but Craig Karmazin, welcome back into the show that has your name, Sunday Karma with Craig Karmazin. What are your thoughts on what Chris Muskego said? Why does it crack you up?
it cracks me up how arrogant you are about this game. Like, I think
how am
Chris
I arrogant about the game?
Because Chris makes good points, right? Like, it's like, all right, Packers have had some fumbles lost this year.
The Packers have Craig, they've lost 4 fumbles this year. They have 7 total.
Right. The running backs have lost 2. The running backs have lost 2. The receivers have lost 2. They've also recovered a bunch that weren't lost that they fumbled. The Packers have had games where the offense, like the game against the Eagles, like that may have been the most boring game in the history of Monday Night Football, right? Like where the offense has not shown up. The Packers, I will tell you this. Tell me how good the Packers are when they're favored big. What's the game this year when the Packers were favored big that they've won and that they've dominated?
Well, I think but there's a little bit different when
wait,
you're
talking
talking
wait.
about
What's the game when the Packers been favored big that they've showed up the way you thought they were going to show up? Was it the Bears game? Was it the Panthers game? Was it the Browns? The Browns game
or the Panthers game? I get it. And that
was it the Cowboys game?
That was Craig. That's the biggest frustration a lot of us have is the fact that the Green Bay Packers last season, and again, this is a new year, but in 2024, they took care of business against every single team, minus the Bears at the end of the year, which I'm not going to count that. But they took care of business against every other team other than the teams that were extremely elite in the Vikings, in the Eagles, and the Lions. And then when you see this year where they start off hot and they beat the Lions and then they beat the Washington Commanders, who at that time we thought were going to be a more competitive football team, and then they lay an egg the way that they did against the Panthers and the Browns, it was just very unexpected because it seemed like it was
even the Arizona Cardinals, right? Like the Arizona Cardinals game, last year they took care of the Cardinals. This year they didn't take care of the Cardinals. So I guess if you're going to say the Bears are this team they should be favored by a touchdown over, then every team they've been favored by a touchdown over, they've either lost to, tied to, or needed dramatics to win at the end of the game. So I don't know how you could feel so confident that this is just going to be some like, oh yeah, we're going to win 34-7 because the Bears aren't going to turn us over, and the Bears are garbage if they don't turn us over.
You missed that. They are garbage if they don't turn you over defensively, but you're missing the huge point in that. The Cleveland Browns, they ain't winning nothing. Now the Panthers are starting to, they've been an okay team throughout the season, but those two matchups have nothing.
The Cowboys?
The Cowboys game is another one. The Cowboys were struggling at that time. They didn't have CeeDee Lamb. That tie was an embarrassing tie, but I'm glad they did tie. But at the end of the day, those games didn't have the same level of hype, same level of importance as this game has now.
Wait, you don't think the Cowboys game had a hype with Micah Parsons going back to Dallas and the whole trade and everything? There was huge hype. It was Sunday Night Football.
A divisional game and the opportunity to lead the NFC North was not on the line when they took on the Dallas Cowboys, I believe, and that was a Week 4 matchup. It's a completely different scenario now, and you're talking about now, this is closing time. This is the last 5 games of the season where you're jockeying not only for a playoff berth, but also for positioning in the playoffs and what that seed is going to be. And the Green Bay Packers have done the whole 7 seed thing back to back. They fully understand, it's time for us to get a home game, and the NFC North is right there for us to take and grab. And that's why I believe the level of confidence and the level of focus that the Green Bay Packers are going to have in this game is going to be completely different than what you saw earlier in the season. But I love that, you in Chicago,
Ben Johnson is
sipping on that Bears drink, Kool-Aid.
I do think Ben Johnson helps going into this week. Not just the preseason stuff, but the taking the shirt off. Because I think there's a scenario where the Packers are feeling themselves coming off that Lions game. And we've seen when this Packers team feels itself, they're a very different team, right? When you and your buddies on the Packers are talking about undefeated seasons, right? That's what we've seen has been the undoing of this team. It's been you and your guy Sheed, right? That's who it is, right?
She made that comment, but again, they got knocked down.
You made that comment. Made that comment. Sheed made that comment.
Yeah, I did make the comment, and I'm not going to lie, my confidence wavered as the results came in, but the Green Bay Packers, the offense, as Jason Wilde mentioned, Tucker Kraft went down. They had to figure out who they were going to be, and now you find the Green Bay Packers seemingly hitting their stride. But Craig, Jayden Reed coming back, that's monumental for the Green Bay Packers. You're talking about Tucker Kraft. This is what people have to understand. Craig, you do realize is that Tucker Kraft was replacing the production of Jayden Reed. That's what that was. Jayden Reed was the number one pass catcher last year. The Packers were missing the number one pass catcher since week 2 of this season. And so Tucker Kraft had to fill that void. Now you got your number one pass catcher back, and it seems like guys like Tay Wicks, guys like Christian Watson are starting to elevate their game. Now you're going to get the guy who was your number one pass catcher from last year back. Wouldn't you be confident, Craig?
Well, it's interesting because Jacobs, right, isn't that big a part of the passing game. So when you think about it, there's only 2 guys who are really important parts of the running game and the passing game. And that's Tucker Kraft because of his blocking, right, in the run game and his receiving in the pass game. And then Jayden Reed, right? Because he's a guy who has shown that versatility in the reverses and all that. Like, I think he makes them like a totally different team in terms of some of the fun stuff that Matt LaFleur does. He opens up the playbook to me in a way that almost no one else does. Now, I guess we have to see what version of Jayden Reed we get, but I assume if they're bringing him back now that we're going to get the full version of him. And I do think that is a difference maker. I think that is a massive, massive difference maker.
Oh, I can't
and I
wait
feel like
till you
that
gotta
means
make your pick today.
they've had 8 weeks to think about plays for Jayden Reed, right? Or however many weeks it's been.
Yeah, it has been a very long time. Now, earlier, Craig, I alluded to, Micah Parsons' comments, and you just kind of talked about the Green Bay Packers and where their focus is going to be, and how do we know they're not going to be the same team when they were favored heavily in games. This is why I want to play the clip now, because I got the clean version. Shout out to Alex Strouf. I want you to be able to hear exactly what Micah Parsons' mentality is going into this game here on Sunday for the
fans. For me, it's just going out there and just dominate. Like, I just don't like him just because, I just see like the disrespect that comes with things, and that's what I say. I play for respect. Like, you know how to earn someone's respect is being like, there's no better feeling than coming in a game and their best players just coming up to you like, yeah, like, okay, like that's like respect.
Micah Parsons says that he feels like they're disrespectful, Craig. What are your thoughts to that?
Wait, now, do you think that's some like Bears Cowboys like stuff from back in the day? Or what do you think that's about?
I believe that Micah Parsons is one of the greatest pass rushers to ever walk on this great earth that we have. And I believe Micah Parsons is buying into the whole controversy between, what Ben Johnson said about Matt LaFleur. And I believe that he basically is in the locker room that is well aware of what was said about his coach and his football team, and he takes it as disrespect. And with that disrespect, he's putting himself in this mind frame that, hey, you know what? They're disrespectful. Is there anything specific? Well, they were talking. So, we're going to have to. Now,
you're not putting him ahead of Myles Garrett now.
I said one of the greatest.
Yeah.
I say the. I didn't
well,
say
ever.
The.
You said one of the greatest ever.
Ever. Yeah. I would argue the fact that he is the only player now to start their NFL career 5 straight seasons with 12 sacks or more. I think that would put him in the category of one of the greatest ever to do it when you are the only one to do it.
Yeah, he's unbelievable, and Caleb moves really well and is very elusive. It'll be interesting because we haven't talked a lot about the Bears defense, which the whole year has been crazy banged up, and they're just getting healthy at the right time. We'll talk more about it as we continue. It's Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
There are 12 months in the year.
12 hours on the clock.
12 signs of the zodiac.
12 days of Christmas.
12 apostles.
And 12 wow items at Kessler's.
And 12 wow items at Kessler's.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
One of the coolest wow items is only $48.
It's a paperclip chain made out of gold-plated sterling silver.
Very cool. And just $48.
We have wow tennis bracelets for just $1,998.
Wow 10-carat tennis necklaces.
Wow engagement rings.
A wow toggle heart bracelet.
And it's just $168.
Wow diamond pendants.
And a fantastic wow snowflake pendant in sterling silver.
With blue color-enhanced diamonds. Blue!
And it's just $163. Kessler's is the place to be for you and me.
And blue diamonds are you diamonds.
The thing is wow. The time is now.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you and our holiday hours, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Get your ride game day ready at Tsunami Express Car Wash. This December, any Tsunami Express membership is just $10 for your first month. That's unlimited car washes, only $10. Skip the line in the fast lane and enjoy free vacuums and detailing tools with every visit, making it quick, easy, and convenient. Don't fumble this deal. Wash more, wait less, and roll clean all winter long. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Offer available in-store only for new Tsunami Express members. Offer ends December 31st.
Homer here with a message about Three Pillars Senior Living Communities, located on a serene setting along the Bark River on 300 gorgeous acres. Three Pillars Senior Living Communities is a top-ranked full continuum community. Active adult, independent living, assisted living, memory care, skilled nursing, and rehab. Three Pillars, the hands-down choice for you or your loved one. Been there. Know people who live there. They love it. You gotta go to Dousman and see it in person. Get all the info on Three Pillars at threepillars.org.
When storms hit or accidents happen, it's not just about property, it's about people. I'm Mandy Grimal-Lococo with Grimal & Associates Insurance. We help families bundle home, auto, and life coverage so you're never facing life's what-ifs alone. With the heavy rains we've seen in Milwaukee, we'll review your policy to be sure water backup, sump pump failures, and flood risks don't drain your wallet. Your home is more than walls and a roof, it's where life happens. At Grimal & Associates Insurance in Shorewood, we're here to protect your home, your family, and your peace of mind. Call us today at 414-332-0838.
Experience the excellence of Catholic Memorial High School for yourself. Come see how students gain a competitive edge at CMH. Visit CatholicMemorial.net to schedule a VIP tour or Student Shadow Day. Meet the inspiring teachers, welcoming students, and feel the energy of the CMH culture, where all students achieve more than they ever imagined possible. Visit CatholicMemorial.net to schedule your visit. That's CatholicMemorial.net. Catholic Memorial High School in Waukesha, where you rise.
Score the top gifts for the Brewers fan in your life this holiday season. Set them up for an epic 2026 season with the all-new Brewers Holiday Bundle, featuring 4 ticket vouchers, loaded value concession credits, and an exclusive Brewers Holiday ornament, starting at just $99. Finish shopping for even the youngest Brewers fans with the 2026 Kids Crew Kit, including one-of-a-kind Brewers merch, 6 ticket vouchers, a ballpark tour, and more, all for just $35. Grab every Brewers Holiday gift today at brewers.com.
This season, give gifts that are always a win. Island Resort and Casino gift cards, gaming and dining, poolside fun and overnight stays. Gift cards unlock endless island adventures, like championship golf rounds on Sweetgrass and Sage Run, a blissful escape to the Drift Spa, and an unforgettable evening in the Island Showroom. To buy Island Resort and Casino gift cards, stop by the Island Club or call 877-ISL-SHOW now.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just for you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. You're listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Gruber Law Offices, it's one call, that's all. And it is coming up on the holiday season, and it's when it's the opportunity to be with those you love. And when anything happens to those you love, remember Gruber Law Offices, because they've been committed to this community. Pay only when you win for over 30 years now. Tens of thousands of people helped by Gruber Law Offices, and that's how they have become synonymous with Milwaukee and Wisconsin, and the community events you care about, the teams you care about, and the organizations you care about, because Gruber Law Offices is nationally recognized in what they do, but they are locally owned, and they are here to support you. So if you or a loved one ever is injured, remember, it's one call, that's all, with Gruber Law Offices. Kyle, I was saying it, like the Bears defense that we've seen through most of this year is not the Bears defense that we're going to see today. This is a much healthier team, specifically in the secondary, like where early in the year they were crazy banged up. And that's part of why they got out to that 0-2 start. I mean, they were seriously banged up.
So you're saying they're better than the Detroit Lions? They barely beat the Minnesota Vikings a couple weeks ago. Like
I'm saying they lost to the Vikings. I was at that opening night when they lost to the Vikings 27-24, and a healthy Bears team does not lose to J.J. McCarthy 27-24. So they open 1-0.
Okay,
I'm not saying they beat
Bears
the Lions.
team that was winning football games barely beat the Vikings a couple weeks ago as well.
Yeah,
like, come
and
on,
I agreed. And I'm not saying they would have beat the Lions in week 2, but and the Bears could have lost to the Raiders, right? Like the Bears could have lost to the Las Vegas Raiders. They should have lost to the Las Vegas Raiders.
Heck, they should have lost it. Well, I guess I can't say the Bengals game because the Bengals should have lost that game before they came back.
Yeah, no, I think the Bears, like, for the majority of that game, they probably should have won that game. But they had one like that against the Commanders, and I know that happened last year, and Jaden Daniels hit him on the Hail Mary last year. But they're a much better team than that team that needed the horseshoe, in all those games. They are a healthier team now. And
they're missing their inside linebackers, aren't they? I know is T.J. Edwards might be coming back, but Edmonds is out, isn't he? I believe they're still missing some of the guys inside to be able to. And their defense already can't stop the run. And Josh Jacobs is the Packers' run offense is much better, which is a surprise. Much better right now than where the Eagles are at. So what you saw last week is not what you're going to get from the Green Bay Packers. Are going to be able to move the ball, running the football, and throwing the football today. Pick your poison. I don't know why you think they bottom. They're like I think it's their rush defense is like 27th or something like that, and pass defense is 25th.
Yeah,
they're not good, Craig. Their defense is not. They're not good.
All right, so you think the Packers are scoring 30 today?
I do have the Packers scoring 27 plus. They might run the ball a little bit more, so it might be a little bit ground and pound because of how cold it is. So they might not be as explosive. But I think the Green Bay Packers offense. Put it this way, the Bears better. If they win the toss, they better choose to receive. Don't defer.
Packers put up 40 against the Cowboys, 35 against the Steelers, 31 against the Lions last week.
And I think
is this the fourth game of the year that they're putting up 30?
I would project. I would say they're going to score 30. I believe they'll score 30 points more than they'll just score under like 24. I feel confident in this offense. The Bears' defense sucks, Craig. They suck. Just because you force a lot of turnovers, that's a good piece of it. I mean, that's what keeps you in the game. Get your team more, opportunities to have cracks at it and stalls drives. But at the end of the day, their defense is not good. And their strength is the Green Bay Packers' strength offensively as well. They're running into a team that is hitting it on all cylinders. The Philadelphia Eagles are up and down. Even when the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Green Bay Packers 10-7, their offense still played bad in that game against the Packers defense. And the Packers defense
Bears gave up 52 to the Lions. Bears gave up 42 to the Bengals. Those are their big games. But fair point for you. The Steelers' offense has not looked good, right?
No. They
scored 28 against the Bears. They scored 28 against the Bears, but that was
you had a defensive touchdown in there.
I was going to say that was some fluky turnover stuff. That was T.J. Watt doing T.J. Watt things.
Okay, got it.
That wasn't Mason Rudolph doing like Mason Rudolph things. That was the Steelers getting great field position. That was the one game where the turnovers went against the Bears.
Craig, I think the I think the rush offense of the Chicago Bears is good, but I don't think it's as good as everybody's making it out to be.
I don't think it's like Yeah, I agree. I don't think like what we saw last week is indicative of like who they've been. Now they are all of a sudden a top 5 run offense. That kind of snuck up on me a little bit.
I think they're number 2, aren't they? 2 or 3?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
I'm saying, and you're looking at guys, at Caleb Williams who goes for 5 yards a carry, and then both of the running backs who go for over 4, 4.3 and 4.8 for Swift. So they obviously run the ball effectively, but I agree until that Eagles game. And there was the one game when Menengai, was in and, had a monster game. Yeah. But I haven't felt like, this is some unstoppable running team all year. But it certainly felt that way against the Eagles.
And also, I think the misconception is that people say the Eagles. You realize going into that game, the Eagles had the number 18 rush defense in the NFL. Now, obviously, they've gone down, but going into that Black Friday game, you're still talking about a bottom half rush defense that the Philadelphia Eagles had. They haven't played any really good rush defenses whatsoever this season. And the Green Bay Packers, I understand as us living here in Wisconsin, so in our mind we think about, oh well, the Giants were able to run the football and Rico.
I guess Josh Jacobs was 21 for 74 against the Eagles, right? And the Bears had 2 guys put up 100 yards against the Eagles. Mm-hmm. I think that's what you look at, right? And you're like, all right, common opponent in the last month,
which is
fair. And the Bears dominated them and owned them. Packers were doing that at home, right? And that was in Philly. So I think that's where, that made people stop and take note. All right, we got to get our Cover 5 picks, our Palermo's picks.
Oh,
we'll get the
I can't
whole
wait
crew.
to hear your pick today. I can't wait to hear your pick on this game today. I feel like I know where you're leaning,
We'll get
but you're being a cheerleader.
The whole crew in, as Kyle is not worried about Packers-Bears. Green Bay game day coming up in 15 minutes. It's Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
You're listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. While the Bears finally know how it feels to win a couple of games, they're going to have to get through Big Brother to go any further.
Love, loads up, going deep. Christian Watson down there. He's got it! Touchdown, Packers!
It's the Bears and the Packers at Lambeau Field. Get ready for the big game with Green Bay game day at noon and Green Bay game night after the game on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Hey, it's Gary Ellison for Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Looking to escape the cold or take a midday break? Get your game on at Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center, where it's always golf season. Play more than 2,000 courses, including over 50 right here in Wisconsin. And even that famous course where they hand out green jackets. Top tech simulators, great food, and the best Bloody Marys around. This is your year-round slice of summer. Bays start at just $35 an hour, Monday through Friday. Book your bay today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Looking up at the Marquette banners, brought to you by Saganiac Planning. Number 31, Bo Ellis, and number 31, Doc Rivers, both retired. How can that be? Ellis, part of the 77 National Championship team, had number 31 retired, but not until 92. So Doc Rivers got to wear number 31 when he was an All-American in the 80s. He got 31 retired in 2004. It's all good. Doc Rivers, Bo Ellis, certainly 2 of the greatest in Marquette history, and the 2 greatest, number 31. For more than 40 years, Network Health has been the trusted experts in health plans. Just like you, they're honest, hardworking, and grateful to call Wisconsin home. Whether you're seeking coverage for yourself, your family, or your employees, Network Health has you covered with a range of options, including individual and family marketplace plans, employer plans, and Medicare Advantage plans. Call Steve Fluellen, Saganiac Planning, 262-783-6161. 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service.
Kringle, all I want for Christmas is you.
Dad!
What?
We've talked about this. Yeah, your jingle for your Kringle entry last year was so lame that Racine Danish Kringle banned you from their contest.
I thought it was only a one holiday season ban.
It was a lifetime ban.
Well, I guess I'm out, but here's how you can enter our ESPN Wisconsin Racine Danish Kringle Jingle for Your Kringle contest on Wilde and Tausch. Submit your own original jingle to ESPNWisconsinContest.com. Then we'll pick the most creative songs, and our grand prize winner will get Kringle for a year. Make sure you include Racine Danish Kringle. It's not just a treat, it's a tradition in your jingle. If you don't want to sing, but you still want to celebrate the holidays with Racine Danish Kringle, call 800-4DANISH or visit Kringle.com and order their all-new flavor, Peppermint Brownie Kringle.
Racine Danish Kringle, such a tasty, yummy treat. With a flaky crust and sweet icing, it's the best thing you can eat.
Oh, like that's so much better than mine.
Well, at least we're not off-key.
It's the holiday season, the best time of the year for sports. Bowl games, basketball matchups, playoff pushes, it's all happening at once. Hey, it's Mark Tauscher with ESPN Wisconsin, and there's one place where it always feels good to be right. Prize Picks. It's the simplest way to play daily fantasy. Make your player picks in less than 60 seconds. Just choose more or less on at least 2 player stats. You get them right, you can cash in. And new this season, early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you might be able to cash out before the game even ends. And with stacks, you could pick the same player up to 3 times in one lineup, like more on Giannis's rebounds, points, threes, assists. You can only do that on Prize Picks. Deposits are fast and easy with Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Hey, it's Brian Balaga. Find the Homer Hour on the ESPN Wisconsin app today.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. It's that time.
Yes, it's finally here.
Craig makes his picks of the week.
You can bet the house on it.
Picks of the week on Sunday Karma with Craig Karmazin. Presented by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza.
Can't wait to see what happens next.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Oh, Kyle, we got some breaking news. We have some breaking news. Notre Dame is out of the CFP field.
That's wild. What?
This is pretty wild. It just came in this second, just announced on ESPN. The Indiana Hoosiers, by nature of winning the Big Ten championship game last night, 13-10 over Ohio State, secured the number 1 position. Ohio State, with that loss, falls to number 2. Georgia, who dominated Alabama, becomes number 3. Texas Tech, despite the loss a few weeks ago, Texas stays in the 4 spot. So those are the 4 teams that will have the first round byes in this 12-team college football playoff. So then we look at the rest, and it gets really interesting because, wow, we knew when Duke won, it was going to mix things up a little bit, right? That was the game we were all waiting for, right? Because if Duke could beat Virginia, that would give James Madison almost a guarantee that they would be in. And James Madison is obviously in at number 12. Duke
James
is out.
Madison got to the dang CFP before Wisconsin Badgers.
Yes, they did.
Oh, Gabe's here too, Craig, as well. He can join in. I'm sad.
So James Madison will take on Big Ten Oregon. So the Big Ten puts 3 of the top 5 teams into the field. Ole Miss, we knew they were going to be the 6th spot. They host Tulane. Then Texas A&M at 7 hosts Miami, who makes it at 10. And Miami beat Notre Dame, but remember how early in the year that was. And then it is that number 12, James Madison, we said, Tulane, Ole Miss, and Notre Dame is out, which...
Why would Tulane get in over Notre Dame?
I didn't mention. Sorry, the matchup I didn't mention, which will be what some people will feel like is controversial, is that Alabama not only stays in the tournament, but they don't drop at all. After getting blown out of their conference tournament, they stay at number 9, where they will travel to Oklahoma to face Oklahoma. I think people felt like they would not penalize Alabama for losing that game because then teams might not want to participate in their conference championship after Georgia beat Alabama 28-7, and Alabama was in no way hurt by that defeat. We do bring in Gabe Neitzel from the Tundra Trio in Green Bay. Gabe, any quick thoughts on the CFP field before we talk Packers-Bears?
I feel like they got it right. Like Miami, to me, it's that last spot, right? Miami beat Notre Dame head-to-head, and head-to-head has to mean something, and you can't always apply it in the college football playoff, but like those were two teams who had the exact same record. They played each other head-to-head. That has to mean something. Just like I'm in favor of Alabama being in the field. You can't punish a team for making their conference championship game and losing, especially when they beat Georgia earlier this year. Miami being in over Notre Dame makes all the sense in the world to me because they had the same record. And everywhere else, if we're going to be talking about the NFL, in the NFL, if two teams are going for a playoff spot, they have the same record. Head-to-head's the first tiebreaker.
Even though that game was played in August. Even though that game was played in August.
I don't care. I mean, it's on the schedule. It has to matter. It has to count for something.
I was just talking to Will back here, Will Summers, and we were talking about how the fact that before this, Miami was behind Notre Dame. So what causes the flip? Neither team played this weekend, and the ACC didn't get any boost based off the fact that Duke beat Virginia.
What causes the flip? It's easy. To me, what causes the flip is, the head-to-head. Because the only reason that ESPN does this, and the only reason the College Football Playoff Committee puts it out there, is for buzz and so you put out some controversial thing and then flip it, and now you can talk about it. Miami being
no, I don't think it's that. I think they're factoring in that Notre Dame was playing better. Notre Dame was the better team coming down the stretch. But I think what Gabe said is right. At the end of the day, when they were playing for one spot, they were like, even if we believe Notre Dame to be the better team, how do you not give it to the team that won in the head-to-head matchup? So I think that's why the flip happens. I do think it's fair, and I do think it's right that Alabama stays in. I know they're, a 3-loss team and all that, but I think
But they're only a 3-loss team because they played an extra game.
Yeah.
Like all these other teams didn't play that extra game.
And they didn't play it against like a slouch, right? They played it against the number 2 team in the country, which will be the number 3 team in this playoff, but the number 2 team in the country.
So Alabama technically has the best win of anybody in this field because they beat Georgia at Georgia, and Georgia's the number 2 team in the country.
Right. I mean, you could obviously argue that last night's Indiana win is as good a win as any, beating Ohio State, who I think we've thought all year is the best team in the country. So big ups to Indiana. I know that makes you sick, Kyle, and it makes most Badger fans sick to think that the Indiana Hoosiers can be the number 1 team in the CFP, which is wild going into this tournament, which should be a fun one. So, Gabe, we've heard 2 of our biggest Packers fans, Alex Strouf and Kyle Wallace, tell us that they are not worried at all about this game. Do you share those feelings?
I do not. I mean, I was listening to you guys on my drive up here to Green Bay. I can't believe there's at least not some nervousness here. Because where the Packers are good at stopping the run is the outside zone. Teams trying to get the outside. The Packers defense is incredibly athletic, and they can cut that down. Quay Walker, Edgerrin Cooper, even Micah Parsons, as athletic as he is, where they struggle and where the Panthers were able to attack them, where the Giants were able to attack them, and for the first half, the Vikings were able to attack them between the tackles running. Guard center is the best
700 pounds of beef. Goodness gracious. Gabe, 700 pounds of beef at it.
Yeah, and if those guys were so good, they'd be on a roster somewhere else, Kyle. There's a reason they were available. So running between the guards in the A and B gaps is where the Bears are going to attack. They're not afraid to do it. And look, we already know that Ben Johnson doesn't necessarily trust his quarterback. He told us that he doesn't like where their passing game is. They're going to run the football until the Packers can stop it. Got to sell out. Got to find a way to stop it. They weren't able to do so and come away with a victory against the Carolina Panthers here at Lambeau Field. That's my biggest concern going into this game, certainly.
Yeah, I agree.
Right,
I mean, that's my biggest concern, too, but I just don't think it's going to come to fruition.
And you talked about the zone there. The zone defense is where Caleb Williams has been at his worst and where he's thrown all his picks. And we know the Packers also play more zone than pretty much anyone in the NFL, which should be a good fit for the Packers against this Bears receiving core that does not include Rome Odunze today. Gabe, can we get a prediction, or are you holding that for those who are going to be listening to Green Bay Game Day?
No, the prediction's out there. It's out on social media. I said 27-24 Packers. I think it is going to be a close game. And as long as the Packers don't turn the football over, I think that they're going to be able to move the ball enough, score enough points. It's just, can they capitalize on the possessions? Because they're going to be fewer of them if the Bears run the football as well as they want to.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that close. I think the Green Bay Packers win by 10 points or more today against the Chicago Bears. Go Pack, go, baby.
I think I'm going to eat a Stranger Things pizza because Season 5 was unbelievable, and Palermo's Pizza is amazing. And the 3:25 game, best time for your Palermo's pizza. You put it up at halftime, and you eat that going into the third quarter. Perfect for any game. I have no idea what happens in this game. I think 6.5 is too many points to give a team. I'm with Gabe. I will